Ahoy! It's Jeff, Godless Scummer, and welcome to a very impromptu little live stream, which I'm going to call Whack a Creationist. And it's going to be Kent Hovind. Now, okay, short couple of things before I get started on this. This is something I've really kind of decided to do off the spur of the moment. Just thought I'm going to jump on and talk about this. So there is no plan or script or anything like that. So it's a bit garbled. It is what it is. Second of all, I'm going to be talking about legal stuff. I am not a legal expert. I see my buddy Hops is in the chat, but yeah, I'm not a legal expert. So, I'm only giving my own sort of opinions on anything like this. So, and as pal Blue Mama, as thanks for joining the chat, says it is better than whacking off a creationist. Absolutely, especially when it's Kent. I wouldn't want to leave Matt Powell out of a job now, would I? Wink, wink. Interesting side note very quickly, just to remind people, Matt Powell does in fact have a giant inflatable banana in his backyard, which he calls Dr. Peel. Just want to get that out of the way. Okay, so this news story broke a few days ago now, but Kent Hovind has been in about a year or so ago now. The Young Earth creationist Kent Hovind launched a lawsuit against the US government for over $500 million, and it's pretty much just it went the way everyone I think thought it was going to go. It's been pretty much thrown out. It's died. As one article, which I'll be reading from by Peter Riley in Forbes, says, it kind of died with a whimper. Now, I will say there's two articles I've linked in there. It's one from Peter Riley and one actually from Hemant Mehta back in April of this year. And he pretty much said back then that Kent Hovind's lawsuit for over $500 million is about to be tossed out of the courtroom. It's going to be laughed out. He was basically seeking, and this is what Hemant said, he was basically seeking revenge on the government for convicting him in 2006 of not paying taxes, something he bragged about both privately and publicly, only to play dumb in the courtroom, and structuring bank transactions so he would always withdraw just under $10,000 at a time, since anything above that would have required it reported into the bank. He always insisted that he didn't have to pay tax because his money and property belonged to God, not the government. Oh dear. Yeah. So that was Kent's defense back then. I think that's pretty much Kent's kind of claim now. Sorry, I just realized my lighting isn't that good at the moment. It's kind of in a weird place where it's not dark enough to draw the curtains, not light enough to turn light on and all that stuff. So yeah, just remember that. Just do a quick thank you to my patrons. So this is what Hemant wrote back in April, that in addition to the prison time, Hovind had to give up 10 properties, including his precious dinosaur adventure land. Now that's the one that he used to have in Florida. But when the government tried to sell those off, Hovind's co-defendant and church trustee John Paul Hanson was given a separate prison sentence for criminal contempt and getting in the government's way. So I guess Kent has kind of sued because he thought all this was a little unfair. It's the Lord's money and property after all, No, I'm not going to turn the light on. You don't want to see my face, Manda. You don't want to see. Actually, so that I will go and turn the light on. A miracle. Let there be light. Kent must be Kent must be gracing us in spirit, if not in presence. We've had a miracle. So if I go over now to, I want to go over to Forbes article by Peter Riley. And he has said that what pretty much happened at the drama that commenced about a year ago when Kent Hovind and Paul John Hanson, a trustee for Creation Science Evangelism, filed a lawsuit in the U.S. District Court, Northern District of Florida, has come to an unsatisfying, though predictable conclusion. I think we were all Judge T. Kent Weatherall II, approving recommendation of Magistrate Michael J. Frank, ruled that all claims in the Second Amendment complaint are dismissed with prejudice, and the clerk shall close the case file. So I guess it turns out that, who'd have thought it, structuring and tax evasion is actually a crime. It's actually something you go to prison for, and rightfully so. Wow, who'd have thought it? Now, this goes on to say, Hovind is an independent Baptist minister, best known for his advocacy of young earth creationism. It's the notion that there is the notion that there is scientific to support for the hyper-literal reading of Genesis, and that the world's only 6,000 years old, and dinosaurs walked with man, and all that. We won't get into that. There's not time. There's not time. But if I believe in scientific terms, what young earth creationism is known as bollocks, I believe is the scientific term for it. Now, in 2006, Hovind and his wife Jo were convicted of a variety of tax-related crimes, failing to withhold on Dinosaur Adventureland employees who were characterized as missionaries, structuring, systematically making withdrawals of less than 10,000, which I mentioned earlier, and interfering with the administration of the tax law. By the way, from what I read of this, I believe Kent was actually convicted on every single charge, if I think I'm right about that. I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure he was convicted on every count of that, and it was something like 56 or 57 counts of structuring that he was hit with. And he spent 9 years in jail. Now, he was again, Kent was again prosecuted in 2015 for attempting to interfere with the government's sale of his seized property. Hanson was his co-defendant, but thanks to a bit of jury nullification and some sharp legal, Hovind got off of that one, whilst his cohort Hanson was sentenced to 18 months. Apparently made quite a splash in the whole alternative right-wing media, and even Alex Jones picked up on it, although Fox News didn't. But of course, there's been a new Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama, which Kent has, and Kent has a pretty strong YouTube presence. And this is a scary thing, that the fact that he's had over 25 million cumulative views on his channel. That is pretty damn scary. Now, I don't. Some of them I know are hate views, some atheists or whatever who just want to have a bit of a laugh and whatever at Kent. But it is what it is. So the decision, it says here, the magistrate's recommendation to grant summary judgment in favour of the defendants was based on 4 grounds. First, Hanson did not have a standing on many of the claims. Second, and more significantly, All the claims were barred by statute of limitations. Next, there was the matter of sovereign immunity covering the United States. Who'd have thought this sovereign citizenship bollocks doesn't work in a court? Who would have thought it? Wow. Well, I don't know nothing. Like I said in my disclaimer at the beginning, not a legal expert. But who would have thought that sovereign citizen bollocks is not going to work in an actual court of law? Yeah, you know, I can't wait till the day Kent gets zapped with a taser in the car in one of those videos. Actually, those sovereign citizen videos, that would be so cool. And there was also insignificant allegations that Hovind. There was some insufficient allegations that Hovind's attorney was acting under colour of law. I'm not quite sure what that means. I honestly, someone is a bit more of a legal. They could, but finally, there's a Supreme Court decision. Heck v. Humphrey under the holding in order to recover damages from an unlawful conviction. You have to show that it was, unlawful. Basically, Kent's conviction was confirmed by appeal in the 11th Circuit Court in an attempt. Kent tried to overturn this and it failed. So, Kent. Yeah, I don't know if someone actually convinced Kent that this was going to be like a valid legal argument or not. I really don't. It beggars belief to me that anyone would take this stuff. I mean, as I said, I knew nothing about law. Some subject I am completely ignorant in, and I could have said that this was going to get thrown out, and it has. Now, I'm certain that this will be quite clearly. This, I'm sure, will be another case of Kent saying, "Well, the evolutionists are persecuting me, and they're putting stuff in the water, and so I can't do." I'm sorry if wondering if you hear this. My impression is not as good as yours. So I just thought really I was going to jump in for a few minutes and kind of talk about this, I guess. I don't think anyone is actually surprised by this, are they? That Kent's lawsuit was going to fail, but what else can I say, Ken? There isn't a lot else to say. So yeah, if I might be risking some copyright here, but I'm just going to say goodbye to everyone, and I'm going to play a little outro song. But before I go, next Thursday, 7 p.m. UK time, I think that's 2 p.m. Eastern, I've got Jeff Scoop coming onto the channel. Jeff is a former white supremacist, former leader of the National Socialist Movement in America, but has since left that ideology and now works with something called Beyond Barriers, which is trying to help get people out of those kind of ideologies. So I'm think that's going to be an interesting conversation. I'll advertise that a bit more ahead of time than I advertised this, but I will kind of going to play you out with something, guys. Okay, I think it's only fitting that we bring this up.
Down we out of the sky, here's a brilliant ass. Yeah, he calls himself himself a doctor, but he hasn't passed a science class. But even though he says that evolution was just a made-up claim, I don't know about you, but that is fucking lame. I guess the Flintstones were real, just like the taxes he didn't steal. You're a fucktard, aren't you, Kent? You're a fucktard, aren't you, Kent? And the way that he tries to prove his made-up shit, it's made up shit. He says that science is a lie and the Bible proves it. But what he doesn't seem to know is that Bible that he's claimed to have read, it really sucks, has about as much facts as Evil did. I'll swallow your soul. Yes, God is for sale. I hope that you fucking rot in jail. You're a fucktard, aren't you, Kent? 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 I don't think he knows the shit that he believes is just a fucking joke. But what is really sad is people out there buying to the shit he preaches. Yeah.
This one's for you, Kent. Check it out.
You're a fucktard, aren't you, Kent? 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 You're a dick.
Thank you very much, everyone. Jeff, God the Scummer. See you guys later. Salute.